Hi guys, welcome back. Man, this looks like a busy page, but it's really easier than it looks, okay? And this is page 55, and this is lesson 26 in Horizon 2, Book 1. All right, and because the space is small, I'm going to actually need to type instead of, so I'm going to go ahead and insert a little text box here. And I'm going to type my numbers today instead of writing them like I usually do for you, okay? All right. Okay, so right here it says 4,000s. Now, if we were using our cubes like these right here, guys, right? This is the big one. This is the thousands. And when we have 4,000s, we have 1, 2, 3 spaces after the thousands, right? So we have 4 and then 1, 2, 3 spaces. So that's why we have 3 zeros, okay? Because we don't have any hundreds right here. We don't have any tens and we don't have any ones. We got to make sure we put those placeholders, okay? Anything to the right of the number, the digit we're working with, we got to have placeholders. All right, so then we go down here and it says 500s, okay? So we got to go to 5, and then there's no tens and there's no ones. That's how we know that there's 2 zeros. And then we go down here and it says 8 tens. Well, there's 8 tens, but there's no ones. So that tells us what to write, okay? Let's go to the next one. I'm going to delete all this. Just a second. All right, so right here we have 7,000s. So we have 7,000s, but we have 0 hundreds, 0 tens, and 0 ones. And then out here we have 300s, but we don't have any tens or any ones. And then right down here we have 2 tens but 0 ones. Now by now you can kind of see a little bit of a pattern starting to form, that in the thousands there's always 3 zeros when it's just the thousands, not when it's all combined together, okay? And when it's just talking about the hundreds, we have 2 zeros, and when it's just talking about the tens, we have 1 zero. Let's see if that pattern stays the same here. So we have 3,000s, 0 hundreds, 0 tens, and 0 ones, right? So then we go down here to our hundreds, and it says we have 800. Doesn't say we have any tens yet, and it doesn't say we have any ones. Okay, so now we're going to go down here to our tens, and it says we have 7 tens, and it doesn't say anything about ones, so we just need a placeholder. You see how to do this? Okay, I want you to push pause, and I want you to finish these rows, okay? So you're going side to side. Don't just go up and down, okay? You could, but I want you to go side to side, okay? All right, so go ahead and do this, and then push pause, do this, and come back when you're ready for down here, okay? All right, don't forget to push pause. All right, so if you're with me, you're right down here, write the word numbers. So now I gave us a little chart here. This is the first time that we're going to be writing them by ourselves. I am going to do the same thing where I go ahead and write that. I type them in because it's just such a small space on to write on with my mouse. Okay, so here we have the number 32. Well, if I didn't know how to spell it, I could look and find my number 30. Here's the number 30. So that is THIRTY. And then dash, and I'm going to find my number 2, which is right here, TWO. And this is what I need to have written on this line right here. So number 32. I'm going to make it nice and big so you can see it. There you go. Okay, so you need to have this written on this line. There you go. All right. If you need to push pause and finish writing it, go ahead. if you're ready to do the next one, let's do this one together, okay? All right, so our number here is 73. So I'm going to look over here at my chart. I'm going to find 70. Here's 70. 70 dash, and it said 73. I'm going to have to make this just a little smaller. 71, there's 3. T-H-R-E-E. T-H-R-E-E. All right. So if you need Mom to write these words out for you, go ahead. If you can see them when you push pause, some people's computers, if you push pause, what's up on the screen stays. And some people's computers, when you push pause, like a little screensaver thing pops up. So whether or not you can see this is kind of up to your own computer, and I don't really know that. So Mom, you might want to tell Mom, or if she's listening right now, we're going to be writing a lot of numbers over the next couple weeks, so it wouldn't hurt to print a little chart like this, okay? Or even just to write them out, and so you have them, okay? So go ahead, we're going to go ahead and do the next one. And this one right here is 28. So I'm going to find 20. Here's 20. 20. And it's 28. 5, 6, 7, 8. E-I-G-H-T. Okay. You guys got this. Now this one is 34. Well, I already wrote 30, so I see my 30 right here. 30. And then I have to find my number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. F-O-U-R. Now, it is really okay if I went too fast for you and you're like, whoa, 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 I've never done this before. That's okay. That's why we're learning it together, okay? So just take your time and write them neatly. And if you need to pause or you need to have Mom write them out and then you copy them down, that's okay. You got this, okay? So we are, let's see, this one is 52. So let me find 50. There it is, 50. 50 and 2. Well, I already wrote 2 right here, so I noticed how to spell that. That's T-W-O. Okay, all right, you guys are going to do this side by yourself. Here's your little chart, okay? And then down here, you're just going to write the hours. So all we're checking is, we're checking to see if, I'm wrong. We're checking to see if the time on the clock is the same as the time they wrote. Okay, so just go ahead and push pause, finish this right here, and come back, and we'll talk about the clocks, because that's not what I thought, okay? So push pause, do these right here, where you just write them out in words, and then come back. All right, if you came back, that means you pushed pause. If you hear me talking and you haven't finished that yet, still push pause, okay? All right, and if you're back, that means we're down here at the clocks. And what we're doing is actually, we're looking at this clock. We're seeing what time it is. So let's try it. Let's see our hour. Man, that hour hand has not gotten to the 2 yet, so it's still at the 1. It's still 1. And our minute hand is down here at the 45. Because remember, the minute hand is touching the 9. And I know when my minute hand touches my 9, it's 45. So this is 1:45. Is that the same as 2:45? Is 1 the same as 2? No. So I gotta put an equal sign like this, and then I gotta cross it off because it's not the same, right? This one, I'm gonna look at my hour hand first. My hour hand. Well, it passed the 6, but it's not to the 7 yet. It's definitely 6. And then it is pointing to the 3. And I remember the 3 as being 5, 10, 15. So it is 3:15 or 6:15. Is that the same as 6:15? Yes, it is. So we're going to put an equal sign here. And we're not going to cross it off. Okay? So go ahead and finish these clocks and come back for the next page. All right, guys, welcome back. That means you're done with that last page, all the way done. And we are going to go ahead and, so I had somebody ask me, how do I cross these off and know not to do them? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pretend that I have a big fat marker. Okay? And I'm just going to take a marker and cross off that row like that. So that's all I have to do if I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to be doing here. So we're not going to do that middle row. And then we're not going to do this row. And my marker is not quite big enough, so I'm actually going to go ahead and put another line of my marker across it. And just one more right here. Okay, so you might have to need mom to do that. You need to be careful because it will bleed through to the other side and we don't want to mess up our pages. Okay, so, and we're going to do the same thing down here. We're not going to do this one. And we're not going to do this one. And we're not going to do this one. All right. Okay. So hopefully that'll help mom see kind of what we're doing also. But this is a kind of a review page. This is something that you guys have done multiple times. So I'll walk you through it, but then I'm going to just kind of leave you to do it on your own. So I'm going to explain the whole page and then you guys are going to go work, okay? So up here at the top, you are going forward and backward by 9s. So you are going to start at this middle number, go backwards 9. Oops. You're going to go backwards 9. And then you're going to go back to this middle number and go forward 9. Okay? So we've done this before. We've done this by 3s. We've done it by 5s, 6s, 7s. So we're doing it by 9s. Right here, this is add. Make sure you read that. That's add. Okay? So you're going to always start at the 1s column. Add, carry when you need to. 10s column, then 100s column, then 1000s column. And then down here is just subtraction, just like we've been doing. So go ahead and do this page. Yes, I know there's a lot of problems on this page. I also know that I just made your work half as long because we covered up half, which means you can do this. Okay? So get this page done, minus what I crossed off for you. All right? Okay, I'll see you next time. Guys, I want to remind you too, if you are struggling, this is when you need to ask for help. Okay? You can ask your teacher for help. You can ask mom for help. But don't sit there and really feel like you don't know what to do. Go ahead and ask for help, okay? Or set up a time to meet and we'll talk it over. All right. I will see you next time. Bye, guys.